All right. Welcome back. And today we have with us Victor Jofre from Chile and Pauli. And you brought a bunch of instruments with you. You've got some new styles and great sounding stuff. So let's maybe jump into it and start going over some of the new models. Or, you know what? Let's start with you guys playing a song, if you don't mind. That would be a fun way to start.
The Ukulele Review Podcast.
Pasito que hay que dar, que hay que caminar hasta saber a dónde hay que llegar. Que las mamitas me abran el camino. Si un día yo me voy tan lejos donde nada ni nadie que de este mundo me pueda mirar, porque si un día yo me voy tan lejos donde nada ni nadie que de este mundo me pueda mirar. La ira, la ira, la ira, la ira. Satélites y los cometas ya no puedo verme. Cualquier día yo voy a subir tan alto a las estrellas, voy a chocar con una, voy a hacerme polvo y sumergirme en ellas. Cualquier día yo voy a subir tan alto a las estrellas, voy a chocar con una, voy a hacerme polvo y sumergirme en ellas.
I love
Awesome.
that. Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool. So do you have that on an album?
Not yet.
Suppose that we are coming back now and like make a retreat of 3 weeks to record the Pauli's album. That depends how finished that trip, but that's the plan. Record now during our winter.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, like
What's-
a winter record retired.
What is the song about? Or whatever was it about, but like
The Spanish? No, in
small
English.
translation.
I don't know, it's like a song about the dreams, about the things that are possible to do when you believe in that. Like, say, un día, that is one day. Like, one day, Pauli say, like, one day I will touch the stars. I don't know. It's
Oh,
like a
awesome.
dream song.
Pretty epic.
Yeah, it's got a real like roots feel to.
We live in a cold
nice.
town that we play a lot in the fire. I don't know. That's our jam place. I don't know. The fire and ukuleles, guitars, drums, and playing and cook fish on the fire.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's our place.
feel the
Our yeah, it's really roots. That's how we live every week with the friends playing on the fire.
Man,
It's a small town, the cold coast of south of Chile.
That's awesome.
It's like Portland, I don't know, maybe Oregon, but
Right.
in south hemisphere.
yeah. Well, I mean,
But
I'd
100
like to
years
come
ago,
visit for sure. I would love that.
in our town lives like 10,000 person, no more than this.
Nice
Aw.
country.
Wow.
Very cool. So you still got one guy working with you building?
3 now.
3 guys.
Yeah,
Wow,
thank
guys-
you.
Awesome.
Ukulele side and
Yeah.
another.
We've been carrying your stuff for what 4 or 5 years already. Maybe that long?
Maybe I come first time here in 2006. No, 2015. The first video I think that we make on 2015. And yes, in that time I used to work just with one guy who was making like 20 no more than 30 ukuleles a month. Now we are making close to 80.
Awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was 2014.
14.
We got that video.
Yeah, I was young.
Wow, that was.
You look the same.
Wow.
Thank you.
It's a good thing.
My hair doesn't say the same.
That's good.
Now I use
wear
a
a
cap
cap
to
like me.
cover the holes.
But
I
it's
just
good.
gave up. You see my hair.
Yeah,
slowly.
you are an honest guy.
I don't have hair anymore.
Not much you can do about it. Well,
Yeah.
I guess you could, but
I can put on a hat.
get some Rogaine.
Yeah.
Long time and long of experiment. We try to keep the workshop always in movement, and we was talking about the strings, all the trip on different kind of strings, different kind of wood, different shapes. If you look my stock in the store, every time it's changing the shapes, the whale shapes, 6 strings now, different combination of 6 strings. I always moving the scale.
Experimenting.
Yeah, that's the the essence of Asonu. Never stop. I don't have models. Many people order, can you give me your catalog?
Right.
And I say, I don't have catalog because if I make a catalog, I have to repeat the models
Yeah.
every series. And I think that every week we have a new catalog, and
Well, you use different woods.
always trying to experimenting with different woods, different
Scales.
shapes, different glues, different
Right.
thickness of soundboard, different brands of nylon, angles, different angles of neck,
Mm.
head plates, heights of. I remember the first time when I came here, Andrew told me, "Can you put all the bridge on the same height?" Because sometimes it's like the
Yeah.
standard, but after years, I think that it's not good because some people really want a high
Mhm.
action, some people want a low action, and during the time the ukulele moves his soundboard, and some people, if you buy a Tahitian banjo, sometimes comes like that, and in 1 year will be a little low action, and if you low the bridge, then you can be too low, and needs a time to, it's like the wine, maybe needs 1 or 2 months to fit really in the position. Stuff like that was like take long time to understand. Some people set up the bridge and then keep the instrument move, out of the soundboard to keep the action on the same position. I don't know.
To limit the amount of pressure on the soundboard over time. You mean?
Yeah, you play, and then when you start to play, you store it
Mm.
without the bridge.
So it doesn't start to sing. Oh, okay,
Exactly.
I got you. Yeah.
For example, when I keep one banjo to me, I lay it on the soundboard because I wanted that the soundboard low a little, and I feel that after 1 or 2 months the ukulele is ready, like have a maduration, it's like a reserve one.
Yeah.
But-
Settling.
Yeah, but it's good to store it with the bridge 1 month and then it's ready. Sometimes in 1 year, but that's the thing. That's the thing. One of the things that I really love of that kind of construction, that you can easy change the soundboard. Any guitar or ukulele, to change the soundboard is a hard work, For that reason, we designed this kind of Hawaiian one, because in this style you can move the bridge and replace the soundboard. It's easy to replace. That's I don't know. I think that for me the program obsolescence, of when you buy an electric shaver or something, and in 6 months you have to drop it. Happen the same with the instrument. Sometimes I buy really some. I don't want to say brands, but I buy some Hawaiian ukuleles from different Protestants, United States, China, Hawaiian one, and some of them I spend a lot of money and it's impossible to repair because the soundboard. And that's a thing that we wanna really do. Try to make easy to repair, repairable.
So you don't just waste when one thing breaks. You don't have to waste the whole thing.
Change the soundboard in this model in the Tahitian one is easy, man. Easy.
Well, it's
quite
like
easy.
a banjo, right? You would just change the head out when the head gets old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because I come from the drums. I used to make drums 10 years before
It's
make.
like you have to do maintenance on the drums. You have to change
Yeah.
the skin.
I got a
on the-
djembe drum I bought in Africa 1999, long time, and I changed the skin maybe 100 times in 25 years. And no problem. The djembe drum is there. The wood is perfect. And I just
Yeah.
changed. Here the same. Some customers, all ones, I changed 2 or 3 times the soundboard to the same ukulele.
We were talking about this with Tobias, and like how other stringed instruments, like a violin, you play it, you're supposed to take it in, because after a while, there's a wear and tear, and it's kind of the.
I think that's every instrument but some more than others maybe. But yeah, I mean, like there's strings right off the bat. That's something, but the head would be a similar type of thing, just not as often. Maybe never for some people, but it's possible.
Yeah.
That
But like, what if?
I mean, we
luthiers
haven't
try
had
to change
we
like
haven't
the way
had
they
any
build
need it though.
instruments, because then over time, after it dips, what if it does get to a point where you can't repair it, and then you have to swap out the top. Like, what if it's built that way to where, like, if you have to replace the soundboard in an ukulele, you could.
Well,
do
that's
the
what
same
this basically.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, man, but like on a regular ukulele, like,
No, it's Even like on Tide, that one that they CNC'd out,
Yeah.
wasn't the way that the top it kind of drops in.
Tide brand. I really, I'm thinking in fact, take some ideas from Tide and mix with my design, and I don't know, Tide, and also I Fluke Flea ukuleles. They both have some concept of repairable
Yeah.
ukulele. I take some ideas from Blackbird, sometime of Tide, of Fluke, but try to make, I don't know, my concept, my
No,
own concept.
That's perfect. And even so, like if someone wanted to reorder a new one, you could even make it in a different wood if they wanted to hear what
Yeah.
it sounded like in that wood too.
Ma-
right?
Sometimes, for example, I make the same body. I use some monsters broke, and I change. I make, if I make in pine, then I make in poplar, and to feel the difference. You know, it's like very scientific. You know, it's like really you
You know,
fix some variables.
I was talking to Joe at Blackbird, and he was saying he was thinking about licensing out or actually kind of like selling the Ecoa tops just as like a soundboard would to other companies.
Yeah.
But that would be kind of an interesting one to pop in there and see how it sounded, because those are really loud. I mean, it's a really that material is like it's like
Yeah.
a old spruce, you know. I mean, it's like a really good
Ecoa
soundboard
is
wood.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I wanna make one in. Will be great to have an Ecoa plate of 1.5 millimeter, for example, to
Yeah.
put on here.
That's gonna be our new business venture. We
Ooh.
changeable, swappable tops.
A guy from here, from Haleiwa, that travel a lot to Tahiti, Jay, is a guy that fly on Hawaiian Airlines. He used to make Tahitian banjos, give me some cool ideas, and he talked me about the Tahitian loves the carbon fiber, you know. And he told me one day, makes a Tahitian banjo with a carbon fiber soundboard, and in Tahiti you will be like a success, because they really love the paddles, I don't know, the canoes with carbon.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
put carbon here, maybe next year I will come with some Tahitian with carbon fiber here
It's pretty durable stuff too.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if you even use like a surf resin with fiberglass. You could very make one too, yeah.
Ecoa is fantastic.
Yeah.
I think that mix wood and Ecoa would be great. But and the soundboard always the first thing that you broke in the instrument. In my case, because all the rest is solid, you know. Well,
What did you use on this run for soundboards? Looks like there's some
I'm-
different woods.
I'm using a lot of poplar, like this.
Yeah, that's what a lot of them have.
This
been, but
because I don't know. It's like
it's got a pop to
ideologic.
it. It's like a
so cheap and sounds great.
yeah. It's really
No.
loud.
And it's like to break some myth. It's part of my work, you know. I can use Oregon pine, for example, that is a standard on the market, but I want to show that a cheap wood that people think that just works on matches, cheap stuff, can sound great. And this is a Bolivian one. It's Vivosi. It's a really cheap wood too, and sounds great.
Nice.
The important is like the thickness. If you know you're good,
Yeah.
doesn't matter the wood.
How it's cut and how the
Suppose
design
that I'm the luthier that doesn't have to say that, but really, to me, doesn't matter the wood. If
Almost,
it's hard,
right?
if it's soft, I have to approach different, but
Right.
really, it doesn't matter.
you build to the wood.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about the one that Pauli has in her hands.
It's a long story now, but it's funny. This concept is like we are making a movie of the route of ukulele across the Polynesia, and we study a lot of the Tahitian banjos. Last 5 years, I begin to study a lot of Hawaiian ones, different brands, Kamaka, Aloha, Kolau, I don't know. And we feel on that trip, on this trip, we feel that both culture, Hawaiian and Tahitian, have many common strumming stuffs, and some musicians, like we play with one Hawaiian and one Tahitian, and sometimes you don't have the second person, and this ukulele is like trying to put together. Some brands like Kamaka make 6 strings, but this is another idea of 6 string. Have the Hawaiian tuning and have the Tahitian tuning inside. You know,
Together.
it's Hawaiian Tahitian, and it's the way that like cross the Pacific. You know, I don't know. It's like
That's awesome.
a
That's
game
awesome.
of. But sounds great. I really love like to make some cool strumming. Sounds a little, and for us that we are South American and we have a lot of influence of Peru, Bolivia that have the charango. it's cool because like feel like make the ukulele closer to our root culture. You know, it's like Hawaiian, Tahitian. We are close to the Pacific, but we have the Andes, all the influence of the Andes, and this is just in between the Tarango, Tahitian, and Hawaiian. It's like for me, like I feel really identified with this setup. You know, makes me I can play. I don't know, like Andean music. I can play Hawaiian, and I can play Tahitian, like. That's I know. We say that this instrument is perfect for a traveler, hippie,
You do it all.
multicultural guy. I don't know, something like that.
I think
That's
so.
awesome.
Cool.
Very versatile. That's-
It's different
try?
than other six strings too, because
You can play
like
better
the
than-
high E, you don't get on like the Hawaiian six string sets. It's doubled on the E, and
E
then you
A.
got a low octave sometimes on the A. But like this one, it's got the Tahitian high E, which gives it that totally different.
It sounds like so it sounds like you have someone else playing with you.
Yeah.
More than just like a chorus or an
Yeah.
octave. It's like two instruments.
Yeah, it's like two instruments, and I don't know. I really love the six. I used to have a 6 strings Kamaka 6-1, like a beautiful piece of $1,000. I bought in San Francisco to a guy that passed by a couple of years ago in the Island Bazaar, a really good store in the Japanese barrio in San Francisco, and I played this instrument for 1 or 2 years. Traveled with this and inspired me a lot. That Kamaka 6 string, and Paula Fuga told us a lot of in the interviews for our movie. Told that she feels that he's playing with somebody with the 6 string. I gave one to Paula, in fact, one of these. But this tuning, the original idea was of a guy from here, from Haleiwa, Jay. But I don't know. We put in a different shape, body, and works well. It's durable.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool to travel.
really good.
So hard.
Yeah, you can play a lot of things.
You deserve one.
It definitely blends the two, the Hawaiian and the Tahitian.
Yeah.
This one,
Do you feel it?
yeah, totally. Very cool.
I like it a lot. It's probably my favorite one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's gonna pick up on
The sad thing is, I just bring one of them to you, but I can set up a couple of if the people want to try. I don't
We
know.
have a few 4 strings that you tuned up differently. Well, I mean, some are in the more classic Hawaiian, and some in the Tahitian style 4 string.
Last
So people,
year-
the difference
I
between
think
those
that last
two.
year I left.
Right.
I left some.
Yeah,
that-
We were doing that, showing people those. But is this a longer scale? This looks like almost a longer scale than the other ones. This looks like a tenor scale.
I think this is my biggest scale. I don't use tenor because it's easy to break the necks, and I hate the fretboard. You know, I don't like use fretboard because increase the height of the the strumming part, and I prefer use free of fretboard. You know, and if I use tenor scale, I begin to broke my neck.
It's too much movement.
Yeah. I short one fret, and I use between tenor and concert, Sometimes I make sopranos. Last year I knew Roy Sakuma, and he talked a lot about Ota-san for us. We tried to interview this year, but he's really sick, I think. But I check a lot of videos of Ota-san and feel inspired for the soprano scale and experiment last year a lot in soprano scale. But most of my ukes are concert and one fret more than concert.
You feel this is the best sound that you can get with this scale length? And
Yeah, the long of the scale, I think that is if you change the length of the scale, you can make almost the same sound if you change the thickness of the soundboard and the thickness of the strings. I don't know, depends. But it's more about how you feel, I think that shorter scales is more to play like, intimate music. I don't know. It's like more from the heart.
yeah,
Tenor is like more for the mind. I don't know. It's more for virtuous people. I feel that's my feeling with the long of the scale.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean, it works well with that instrument for sure. The concert scale. That's what.
Concert is so cool for me, and one fret more than concert. I feel that just in between. I don't know if some Hawaiian brand or Hawaiian style brand have that measurements, but works well. It's like a.
So last time, we shared like a short teaser with people when I interviewed you last time for this movie that you and Andreas are making, called The Ukulele Way.
Uke Way.
Uke Way.
Uke Way, yes.
And Andreas showed me the latest trailer that you guys did for it, and I think we're going to be able to share that with you guys now. So we'll cut to that right now, and then you guys are going to really love this. It's so cool. Check it out.
E te ngaru hoa e rao matua e re ka piri mai ki tangi tangi kia matua e ka rewa ne iau i runga i te manu rere mai runga ana tangi mai kia ko e ra panui e.
Era de coco. Un coco de esto, lo cortaron así, o sea, así, y ahí le sacaron todo y hicieron una tabla. En ese entonces, yo creo que no era ukelele, no sé cómo lo dirán los portugueses, toda esta gente que ellos eran navegantes en esos tiempos y andaban con instrumentos musicales. Y los polinésicos vieron y copiaron y lo adaptaron a su estilo. La esencia, o sea, observó y le puso la esencia de Maui.
Generalmente venían de las tuamotu, ¿ya? De las tuamotu y con la forma del coco y de la isla de Rarotonga, donde viene la percusión.
instrument that we think is a creation hybrid from a bit from the guitar and the ukulele and the system of the American banjo, the Western banjo. Why Western? Why I use the word Western is because this kind of music with Tahitian Western, Tahitian country music, started in the ear of the Tuamotuan Islands with the cinema, speaking cinema.
Well, for me, like growing up here, I was born in Hawaii, and I'm really interested in how the sounds of the natural environment affect your music, you know. So everything around me, just you're always hearing waves coming on the shore, like every 12 to 14 seconds, that really slow rhythm that comes. Like hearing those noises, all the different birds, like sometimes I'll hear a bird sing a melody and I'll think, oh, I think I ripped that melody off from that bird, because like I've heard that in one of my songs before, you know, like I'll hear and so anyways, like little songs from the birds, and then same thing though from the instruments that just happen to be around because of the place you're born. I mean, for me it was the ukulele, guitars, you know, were around, and so I've always been messing with the thing.
I know it came from Portugal with the Paniolos that came, the Spaniards that came from that region when they came to Hawaii. I believe there's a word for it, cavaquinho, is that the name? And I want to say a man named Isaac Nunez brought it to Hawaii and made it popular here.
The ukulele to me is the one exception. You know, they may not try the violin, they may not try the piano, they may not try the guitar or the bass or the saxophone, but they would be open to strumming an ukulele. And to me, I think that that's such a positive thing, because it makes everybody feel like they can make music and they can play an instrument.
Look where you're playing the ukulele, right by your heart. And you hold it like a baby. You don't grab it tight. You hold it gently in your arms. So it's like you're holding a baby and you're playing, and the music is coming right where your heart is.
So for me, I think it was where the voice sits is too close to the guitar. So when I play it on the ukulele, it feels better. It sets apart. This engine screams out loud, centipede gonna crawl westbound. So I don't even make a sound. It's gonna sting me when I leave this town. People in the street I never get to meet. These tracks don't bend so loud. And I got no time that I got to get to where I don't need to be. So I need this old train to break down. Oh, please just let me please break down.
So you guys are kind of almost done with it, or you're capturing some footage here still, right?
We came on this trip to finish the movie, to film the Roy Sakuma's festival, ukulele festival. It's the 49 years that he makes, and we want to film, try to capture the best musicians. I don't know if Taimane will be there, some great musicians, and try to film the feeling of that movement, you know. And we was planning to go to Portugal to the origin, but maybe we'll finish the movie here, because I read a book of the history of ukulele, and ukulele was invented here. Finally, Nunes, I don't know exactly who, but was invented here. And go to Portugal, maybe it will be, you know, too expensive, and history begins here with the ukulele.
Yeah, it was based off of, the instruments from
Tower
over there,
patch,
but it still
fiddle,
changed, when it got here and
braguinha.
evolved here.
And we can extend the documental. Maybe we continue a second part of Uke Way, going to Portugal and going deep. But I think that
it's so beautiful. I mean, so you guys went to Rapa Nui, Tahiti.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
And
California too.
California.
We stopped in Huntington Beach, in all that movement.
Chile. So you got the full circle.
Pacific, I went to New Zealand 2012. On that year begins the idea of make that movie. I begin alone the movie with a cell phone and trying to film some Cook Islander people that play awesome Tahitian banjo in New Zealand. My budget was really low. I tried to buy a 7D Canon, but it was too expensive. I don't know. And finally decided to find a partner, and I found Andreas.
He does really nice work.
And 2 years after, 4 years after that, begins really the Uke Way in Rapa Nui. We can include, I don't know, Tuvalu, Vanuatu, Cook Island, New Zealand, Portugal, Bali. We can include Brazil. We can include Venezuela, Mexico, many countries that have influence and variations. Maybe Uke Way will be like, I don't know, a boat that travel around the Pacific. I hope someday we can make something like that. But
I mean, seems like it's going to be a really fascinating documentary that's going to get picked up by some streaming service, or to get it out there. And I think it's going to just be a great thing for the community, and people coming on it are going to have this whole new interest for the style ukuleles that you make too here, because there's people, but there's not a lot that are making Tahitian style.
In Tahiti,
ukuleles.
you can find really, really good craftsmen. In fact, in the movie, we show some of them. In the market, you can find some not high-end ones, some really good ones.
Is there actual factories or anything like that, or it's just people, like individuals or a couple guys doing it in there?
Used to be a guy that called, I don't remember the name, but Maurice he used to be the bigger one, but have a problems on the arms. Now we found Poata that maybe have the same size than me, 80 or 100 ukuleles at month. Maybe it's the biggest in Tahiti. Pedron, a guy that maybe finished the definition of the Tahitian. You can call him the inventor, like Nunes of the Tahitian banjo. Pedron, Mike Pedron. He don't make so many units, but they sound great. Have low end, but sounds great. Have some secrets on the soundboard and on the.
Wow, you guys actually traced it back to the person that first did it? I thought that was kind of a mystery.
We was trying to find, and we sailed from Papete to Tuamotus, because all the people in Tahiti talk about the origin of Tahitian banjo. In fact, on the teaser, you will see John Murray, an historian guy that talk about the origin of the Tahitian banjo that was in Tuamotus, inspired in the country music. That song that you was playing, the same that playing Noah for us, we put together with that history. And we went to Tuamotus, to Tikehau, the island that's supposed to be, and I got one really old one ukulele, maybe from the 40s, 1940s. Can be one of the first 100 Tahitian banjos. It's made with tiger shark skin and 4 strings. In fact, this instrument is based on the first Tahitian ones because have 4 string. Then after of that, they begin on the 80s to put just 2 doubles like this.
Oh, that's
Tahitian.
another 6-string. Oh, that's the same thing, but tuned in just the straight
Just Tahitian
Tahitian.
doesn't have the laws of the Hawaiian tuning. You know, it's like the evolution: 4-string Tahitian, 6-string Tahitian, 4-string Hawaiian, then mix 6-string hybrid. It's part of the history. Would be great if somebody buy the 6 and put on the wall. Like
4-6-8, yeah.
But I don't know the evolution. But on the 90s, 80s, end of the 80s, on the 90s, the 8 strings become the standard. This shape, asymmetric shape, like a rock. You know, maybe
When there were hair bands coming
yeah,
out.
the
and all.
glam
This
style of the
was
90s.
Tahitian version
Maybe
of it.
inspired the Tahitians and they changed.
They wanted to get wild, yeah.
Yeah. And the band, there's a band, if you are a Tahitian music fan, Google Te Ava Piri.
Yeah.
That's the band. That's the band. It's so cool. The guys, the name is of the ukulele players, I forget now, but Vihia too.
Yeah.
Vihia too. That's like
Was he the guy playing on the trailer too, or no?
No.
Who's the guy that's playing under the tree? He was shredding. So good.
He's a gangster. Now, it's a really good friend of us. He's an underground ukulele player.
In the witness protection program.
Yeah, in Tahiti, they make something really special. They make the brang, la brang in French. La brang is fire, hinano beer, and fresh fish.
That's all you need.
And 10 hours of eat fish, drink beer.
The Tahitian lime.
Tahitian lime and covers, covers of folk songs and versions of covers, and who make the best version. If you repeat a song, you're out. You don't play more, you just drink. And that's the game. But it's a really underground movement. We filmed a couple of brangs with this guy. He's like a brang master.
What does that mean?
Brang is the movement of playing together in a fire with fish and drink beer.
Oh, you guys have a word for that. That's awesome.
Yeah, in Tahiti, la brang.
La brang.
Some people lost his life on la brang.
What is the translation? Or
brang.
what would it be?
I don't know, brang.
It's like jamming out at the beach with a fire, right?
Yeah,
with friends.
and drink a lot of beer.
Oh, that's
Kanikapila.
Kanikapila.
It's like our Kanikapila,
Yeah.
except.
Yeah, it can be Kanikapila.
Do we drink beer?
But you don't get kicked out if you repeat.
But it's funny because they said like if you don't sing 100 songs and you don't drink beers for 4 hours, there's not a brand. Many people thought about and it's really underground. If some people is with microphones or any person organize a feeding for that.
Not so cool.
No, have to be cool and under.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
And this guy, is like the master. He really knows the places, the beaches, the hidden beaches that some local musicians make fire and cook the fish and drink for hours playing.
Really fun.
Awesome,
We have to start
awesome
that here.
versions of covers. In fact, the one that appears on the teaser is Yaorana. It's a classic song of Tahiti, but it's a version, like a virtuous version of Hey Yaorana, Yaorana. I know it's yes, it's Yaorana. That song. It's a classic, but it used to be smooth and slow, and this guy makes fast and virtuous. He used to play metal rock after he began to play Tahitian banjo, and he's so fast.
You say it's like putting Malmsteen on there or something.
It's that strum.
People wonder like how I do that.
Shred it up. You're really good at
I
that
like to
too.
shred.
Yep. That thing.
You will see Batea. Batea is the name of the guy.
Batea.
I think that is, I don't know, I traveled 2 or 3 times to Tahiti, many musicians, but maybe he's one of the top tens of Tahiti.
Mm. It's like such a lot of percussion in that style of strumming.
Yeah. On the movie, on the trailer, you will see, and in the movie for sure, you will see that we found a connection because the Tahitian banjo was created trying to copy the banjo, the Western banjo. But then in Tahiti, they have a lot of migration from Cook Island because they have molybdenum mining. And a lot of people from Cook Island that come playing drums on the 50s, on the 60s. And the influence of fast music from Cook Island mix between the country and begin this fast strumming on the ukulele movement on the 60s, 70s.
It's crazy how it's like Kylan going back into like all that. It's finding all those connections and the threads that you can trace everywhere.
He would be a good one to talk to.
Sorry?
You think?
So I think you met
Kylan
before,
Rees, yeah,
the luthier repair guy.
Yeah, Kylan.
He's working on a book right now on the history of the ukulele.
Mikia.
Yeah.
We interviewed for the movie.
You did already?
Yeah,
okay.
He gave us good connections. In fact, he goes with us to show us the Beach Museum collections of some Nunes, some Espiritu Santo ones. He knows every history of the instrument.
I can't wait for the whole thing to come out. March, right?
Sorry?
The movie. The movie. Uke Way.
Uke Way.
March release.
Yeah.
That's what Andreas was telling me. Yeah.
In March.
Yeah.
We have a new partner on the movie. It's a production, the festival producers. They make Lollapalooza in South America, and they want to include in some, in the March edition. That is like the 10 years edition of Chile, and we will show there, will be like the avant premiere on the festival.
Awesome.
And then Beach Museum offer to make the avant here.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
And in Rapa Nui, Toki School. That's a cool project too. If you Google it, Toki, Toki. It's a really cool project. It's an eco village of focus on teach music.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe you and Corey can jam something together.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So,
I'll try not to screw up.
do you play guitar?
A lot, yeah.
Because there's something about the Tahitian banjo that I want to show you to the people that I found in Tahiti. I found in Rapa Nui, and I play a lot with some friends when we jam.
The accompaniment.
Yeah, because something that happened with the Hawaiian ukulele is that if you want to play with a guitar, they cover you, and it's hard to jam, to make the second voice. But if you play guitar, somebody play guitars, and you know how to follow the guitar with the Tahitian banjo, you can make really cool things. And if you can play anything in guitar, easy one, I can follow you and just jamming and improvising. I can show you something, and then we can shift. And I don't know, it would be great to show that I don't know how to say, but that part of the Tahitian banjo, how that side, how
it fits in with other instruments.
Yeah, how fit with the guitar, with the acoustic guitar.
Should we grab a steel string or a nylon?
Both of them.
What do you want to play? There's some guitars over here, I think.
We need more beer, more fish.
I know.
Let's try. I can do that.
My version of the accompany. How do you say when you companion of the Tahitian? Some Tahitians make more folky. Some of them more virtuous. I don't know. Some more smooth, like Hawaiian. But it's easy for somebody that doesn't have so much, knowledge about the scales. It's easy to make a solo in this instrument with a guitar in front. If you play guitar or regular uke, and if somebody is playing like with Pauli, Hawaiian one and Tahitian, it's really easy to make solos because I don't know, especially in C, F, G.
Because all the strings are the same, but that E is a lot tighter, right? So if you play
minor A, that is a relative, and major C is easy to make solos.
And it cuts through because it's a little bit tighter, so it kind of rises above.
Yeah.
So for you guys that have gotten Asonus from us, or planning on getting some, there's these new string packets. And this is so cool how minimal, and it does the job. And one of the cool things about these ukes in the Tahitian tuning is all of these strings are the same.
Yeah.
And it works. Don't worry, it works.
I got a short history about that. In Rapa Nui, one of the best players is a mainlander medical surgery, a doctor. He's guitar concert player, and this guy, I don't know, ordered me maybe 10 or 20 Tahitian ukes during the last 10 years. And this guy was obsessed with Patico, is his name. He's a fan of you, of Calais. And this guy was obsessed to compensate the thickness. Many people think that the Tahitian banjo is bad mated, in bad way because have all the same gauge, the strings. This guy was obsessed, and I make maybe 10 or 8 different combinations of thickness of strings, different knots, bridge to compensate. And after 10 years of make ukes for this guy, last year I went to Rapa Nui, and this guy will make something awesome. He plays, practice every song, famous song of Te Awapiti, and he learned it in his 5 or 10 Tahitian banjos. And finally, last year he told me, man, I sell all my compensated Tahitian banjos. The Tahitian banjo have to be all the same 045 strings. It was like after 10 years of trying to compensate the strings, he said, if you want to play Tahitian style like Te Awapiti, forget to compensate. If you want to play an fusion, another kind of folk, compensate, you can make hybridization. But to play Tahitian, forget about to put thickers.
Because they're just going to change the whole sound of it.
Yeah, and you will lose the possibilities of to make easy solos and fast solos. Because try to harmonize every note would be impossible.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Maybe
work.
Kale can be bad, can do bad, or you bad.
Well,
A normal guy, no, it's impossible.
No, yeah, but if you change it, then it wouldn't be what it is.
Yeah.
Then you're trying to make it sound like another instrument.
Yeah, it'll take away that twangy Tahitian.
Yeah.
So, Pauli, thank you so much as well for coming and sharing your gift. You got a beautiful voice, and I can't wait till you start putting some music online too, so I can put it on my Spotify or something. I love that style. And so we just got in a couple dozen Asonus, and you guys will see them coming up on the website. And man, are you coming about once a year these days?
Yeah, at minimum.
Awesome.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get to see Jack this time?
No, that's probably he's traveling, I think.
Yeah.
But you will see on the teaser, on the preview of the movie.
Yeah, you got good footage with him. Actually, I got to go along with you guys last time and film.
After the movie, in fact, after the movie, we finished the movie. Maybe we can make together, but I want to make a YouTube channel of Asonu that can show the complete videos of
along with the clips,
our artists
just,
that
right.
We got many beautiful songs that we record in Tahiti in the middle of nothing, but for sure many of them will be out of the movie. And
I wonder if there's any channels focused on Tahitian style.
There's a couple of, but not so high quality on audio and on the.
Yeah, when you guys do that too, we'll try to mention it and put a link on our side.
Yeah, because you must have like hours and hours of footage, right? That you can't use because the movie has to get cut
4
down.
terabytes of hard disk.
Yeah,
it's a lot of terabytes.
On the back now, when we go back to Chile now, we begin to make the editing. Andreas we spend a couple of months at home revising and made to hours, days. On the middle of the trip, that I think that 2 years ago, I revised all the footage, and I spent 3 days on the bed, like looking.
When I'm editing, I go deep. I mean, it's hard. Like I'll stay up till like 4 a.m. It's like just trying to get through it because
to make the 8-minute trailer that you will see, Andres take like 2 months of revising.
Yeah, I mean you can tell that it's on that really cinematic quality with each shot, being very carefully timed in together, and I can't wait to see the full.
And we are trying to not follow the documental
style.
We're trying to tell a history with the voice of the characters, not voice.
What I want to do while you guys are here is I want to do a trail with you guys, and then that'll also be footage that you might be able to use, do like a little interview style thing with you two and get you guys playing up there. And, you know, those shots might make it in somewhere too.
Maybe one of these songs, Pauli wanna record one of these on the cliff.
That's
with the hair. I don't know.
Yeah. I think so.
It's not so long.
You can put some extension.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No. It'll look perfect. Thank you guys. So we're gonna close out with another. Is this another original?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very cool. And so they can't demonetize me, YouTube. It's like anytime we put it covers
find
in.
a way.
Se va a poner a llover aquí y los pájaros preguntan dónde están mis alas para volar, a dónde está el lugar. El viento cambió su orientación, las piedras que trae el río van subiendo en otra dirección. ¿A dónde va el calor? Porque es que tú estás en ese lugar donde las ballenas y las flores, pajaritos de colores y mi naturaleza quiere estar. Donde las ballenas y las flores, pajaritos de colores y mi naturaleza quiere estar.
Love it. That's so